It's finished, you guys. I just finished the bag. I can't believe it. Hi everybody, this is Crochet and I just woke up and it's 10 p.m. Yeah, my sleep schedule is still backwards, but I really wanted to record for you tonight because Vlogmas is coming and I want to prepare myself. And as you can see, I'm holding the eye that I showed you in the previous vlog because today we are going to be crocheting the granny square tote bag that I really want to make. And I wanted to show you my process on how I got to the final design that I chose for this project. So this is the first eye I have ever made, and I freehanded this, but I had no idea how to square it off. Then I tried to look up some patterns online, so that's how I got this one done, but I never finished it because I didn't really like it that much. And then I freehanded one eye myself again, and I just couldn't figure out the proportions just right. So I found a pattern that I will actually be using throughout today's video, and I'm going to link the pattern in the description. It's a free pattern, and you can also buy it for like 250 euros on Revelry, so it's very accessible and it's very nice. I did tweak it a little bit, so this is my first attempt at crocheting an eye from that pattern. This is my second attempt. I wanted to use some plush yarn, and this just will end up being my dust cloth that I will use for my screen, my monitor, my phone, that kind of stuff. And finally, I started making granny squares last night, but I was too tired to record, so I got 4 squares so far, 2 of each, and I really like the way it's going. Instead of crocheting it continuously like the pattern recommends, I just cut the yarn every time I change the colors, and I found that way it's a little bit more work, but the edges and the color changes, just I can manage to make them look a little bit cleaner, so that's what I decided to do. And also I decided to do the traditional granny stitch at the borders instead of the solid granny square stitch. So that's what I've been working on. Yesterday we got 4 squares, and also I made the pupils, so I totally made 13 of the black bases because I figured those will be the only like consistent thing apart from the white part of the eye that will repeat itself throughout the entire project. Another difference is that in the original pattern all the 3 first rounds are just double crochets around with increases, and I decided to make the last row of increases a single crochet, so it kind of makes the iris pop a little bit more and also reduces the size of the square, which is kind of good in my case because these are kind of big. And I want the tote to be big, but I don't want it to be too big, if it makes sense. I won't be sharing with you how exactly I modified this square because I think that would be stealing from the original author, but I think you can get a pretty good idea on what I did. And the yarn I'm going to be using throughout the project is my new favorite thing. It's Himalaya Super Soft yarn. I got it in the last video on this channel. I opened the package with you guys. It is the softest acrylic I have ever used before. I love this yarn and I'm going to be repurchasing it for sure. The only thing that isn't this yarn are the pupils, which are totally black. This is Petaluda Standard because I couldn't buy this yarn in black. It was sold out. But yeah, I think the plan is now to get the pupils and give them irises, and I'm not sure exactly what color combos I'm going for. I don't want all the eyes to be the same, obviously, so we'll see. I'll kind of figure it out as I go. This middle square is not going to be a part of the final project, but you can kind of imagine what it's going to look like once I got all the squares. I need 13 squares total, and this is the silhouette you can expect the back to be. You can imagine half a square here, here, and here, and they will just loop back to the other side. So it's a pretty standard pattern when it comes to totes using granny squares. Nothing original in that case, but it's worked for me before, so I hope it's going to work for me this time too. I think the plan for now is to kind of make a reversed colorway on the squares, so the eyes would be blue and the borders would be pink and burgundy. So I'll make 4 of those now. It's 1:20 a.m. I just finished these 4 squares and I am pretty tired of working on these, so I am going to take a break and crochet something else and probably come back to it in a few hours. I weaved in all the ends as I went, so that's good for the future me, not so good for the current me, because that's obviously not my favorite part about making these. And I kind of like the colors as they are turning out together. I like this one a lot. I didn't expect to like it so much because the dark navy is so similar to the black pupils, but it kind of from far away looks like just a very dilated pupil, which definitely adds a vibe. So that means we have 8 squares complete. There are 5 more to go. And I think for the centerpiece in the tote, I am going to try to do something bold that will grab the attention. And honestly, I just thought of recreating something like this, what I made for my testing, because I do have this yarn in red, although I'm not sure if red is the greatest color that would go with all of these. As of now, as I said, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go eat something and come back to it later. I officially finished 5 pairs of squares, so I only have 3 left. The ones that are missing are going to go kinda on the curves of the bag, so on the left and right side and on the bottom, and I thought I would just make some green and brown eyes. So I have this very pale green that I swear looks silver on camera, but that's what I'll do next. I finished the squares. I decided to give these blue squares like different irises. So this one will be the bottom square and these will be on the sides. And I am going to use the join as you go method to join the squares to make a bag. And hopefully I can get this finished today. I put all the squares together, and honestly I don't love that this greenish color is so unsaturated compared to all the other ones, but other than that I really love it. It's going to be a little bit bigger than this because I'm going to crochet like another row of granny stitch between each and every one of them. I decided to join them with this brown color because I think that's the only color that I have that kind of goes with every single one of the other ones. Yeah. So I just finished joining the squares together and it took so much longer than I anticipated. Even though I have done this before, it just always gets me. It's so much work, but I'm glad it's done. So all that is left to do really about this bag is to figure out what to do about the strap situation, and I figured I will probably just attach the yarn somewhere here in the corner on the side, crochet all the way to the tip over here, chain a little bit for the strap, and then come back on the other side, go around, do the same thing, and it will probably just be a few rows of single crochet with the colors that are already included in the yarn, in the bag. This is what it's looking like now. It's the next day, and I don't know how I didn't realize it yesterday when I was filming like the previous part of this video. I somehow managed to twist one of the squares when I was putting everything together, so that's an issue for another video. Basically now I'm going to just work on the straps like I said, and coming back to this, I could just undo the entire joining round, but it took so long to put together. I really don't want to go through all of this, so I think I'll just try to perform a surgery on this. My idea is to literally take my scissors and cut out this square wherever this round goes, and then tie the yarn wherever I made the cuts. It's gonna be such a mess. I don't know if I'm even gonna do this, but yeah, awkward. I decided to crochet the first row of the straps with the same color as I did the outlines, just to kind of tie it together. I'll also do the same thing for the last row of the straps, and I chained 75 on each side. And I think I kind of want to incorporate a little bit of this pink color because I love the way these two go together. And then, I don't know, it just kind of, I come up with the colors as I go, and we'll see if it looks good. finished, you guys. I just finished the bag. I can't believe it. Obviously, there's this issue still there. I didn't fix it, but that's the bag. It turned out very big, but I liked it that way, so I'm very happy. I decided to do 5 rows of single crochet for the straps, and I will most likely list it on my Etsy very soon, so you can go ahead and check it out. It would be really cool if you told me in the comments which square is your favorite. For me, it's probably this one. Meanwhile, it's very cold outside, so I'm going to head back inside, and thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.